Panama is headed for the presidential election on May 5th. Just 2 days ago, its Supreme Court announced that the frontrunner presidential contender, Jose Raul Mulino, who was on the risk of disqualification, is eligible to run. The court's rejection of the constitutional challenge to the candidacy of Mulino has removed the element of uncertainty in the Central American nation's unpredictable race. Panama's electoral rules do not require a runoff, so the results of the polls will be final. There are 8 candidates set to appear on the ballot, but there are 5 frontrunners. Here are their profiles. The frontrunner, Jose Raul Mulino, has 30% voter intention in opinion polls. He replaced country's former president, Ricardo Martinelli, in March, who was sentenced to 11 years in prison for corruption and money laundering. Panama's former leader is now backing Mulino via social media from the Nicaraguan embassy, where he has taken asylum since early February. Surveys show that the 64-year-old has inherited his former running mate's popularity, and with court removing hurdles to his candidacy, the 64-year-old is vying for victory. He has served as the deputy foreign minister in the 1990s, as well as the interior and security minister during Martinelli's administration between 2009 and 2014. Next is the 59-year-old lawyer, Rulo Ru, who is running for office for the second time. Most opinion polls have ranked him as a runners-up. He was the partner at law firm Morgan & Morgan and represented the Canadian miner First Quantum Minerals in the country. Ru once headed the authority that governed the Panama Canal. He made tourism and logistics his priorities while pledging to create 500,000 jobs. Next is Martin Torrijos, who is the son of the former Panama President Omar Torrijos, who persuaded the U.S. to cede control of the Panama Canal in the 1970s. Torrijos made the waterway the centerpiece of his administration during his own first presidential term from the year 2004 to 2009. He held a referendum to decide on its expansion. He also sealed Panama's first free trade agreement with the U.S. His son now aims to broaden the canal's operations by making it the country's water resources manager, and also plans to spend $19 billion on 40 infrastructural projects, as well as creating 165,000 direct jobs. 50-year-old lawyer Ricardo Lomana is running for the president for the second time. He is prioritizing modernization of Panama's institutions and fostering sustainable economic growth. He served as the consul general at Panama's embassy in the U.S. His campaign, however, is receiving backlash for opposing the same-sex marriage. The 40-year-old current vice president of Panama, Jose Gabriel Carrizo, intends to keep his ruling Democratic Revolution Party in power. But what is interesting is that no Panamanian party has held power for consecutive terms since the 1980s. His administration is promising increase to the minimum wage and building a dry canal that will link the Atlantic Ocean with the Pacific. Carrizo's administration struggled to handle the COVID-19 pandemic and even inflation. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.